All right, boys and girls, so this is the second video of the oil change of a 2007 Toyota Solara variable valve timing V6 3.3 530 oil. I use synthetic because makes the engine last a little longer. As I already spoke to you earlier, I used this maintenance manual. Actually, it went quite easy and it went fast. Try to be clean about it. So what I usually do, you don't have to, because I mean, unless you want to spill oil all over, you don't have to do what I do. What I like to do, I like to take the shroud off so that I have a better access to the oil filter. But what you can do is just leave that on and just spill oil everywhere. Heck, you can even spill oil on the ground. So what I did, as I told you guys earlier, I dumped the oil out of this plug right here. 33 foot-pounds is the torque on it. And that is the oil filter. I got changed hand tight. If you have a Confu grip, don't hand tighten it. Just hand tighten it enough until it doesn't spin anymore according to your strength. If not, have your husband do it or have your wife do it if she's stronger than you. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That didn't take much. All we have left to do is start up the car, check the oil, and reset the maintenance light. Use your safety glasses if you have safety glasses. If you don't have safety glasses, then don't use safety glasses. Because you know what they say, maintenance third. But true story, be safe, because life depends on it. Your life, your wife's life, your daughter's life, if you have a daughter, or your son, if you have a son. So yeah, let's go do this. Let's start up the car. And before we even start up the car, how about we reset that maintenance light on the inside? So yeah, let's do that too while we're at it. So how do you do that? How do you do that? Is you dibbity doobity. Don't mind the Christmas lights. I got all kinds of things that I need to do on this car, such as tire pressure sensor, which will be done when I replace the tires, wheel alignment and wheel rotation and the balance all at the same time. And while I'm at it, I will have the tire shop replace the tire pressure sensors. Now, back to us. What you want to do first, you see on this car has certain characteristics. You have a trip A, trip B, and the odometer. We're going to leave it on trip A. What I also like to do is actually reset these, because why? I tell my wife also not to ever touch or reset the trip A or trip B features, because it tells me how many miles are left before, in this case, an oil change is due. On a Toyota, that maintenance light you see right here comes on every 5,000 miles. When you start approaching 5,000 miles, it'll flash when you first start the car, and then it goes off. But when you reach 5,000 miles, it'll flash when you start up the car, and then it'll stay on. And that usually tells you, it's an indicator that you need to change the oil in the car, or, you know, look things over under the hood. So let's reset this odometer. Let's see if I could do it with two hands. I've seen it done on YouTube. Some people could do it. So if some people could do it, I can too. So we're gonna shut the ignition off. Not shut the, and you'll notice I said the ignition. I didn't say start up the car and turn off the car. So we're gonna, oh shoot, let me see if I could do, sorry. Let's see if I can do this. Never mind the reflection of the sun. We are going to okay, notice that we shut the ignition off under with the trip A set. So I'm going to press and hold the trip the button on the dashboard. I'm going to turn the ignition on, and you will see the dashes are going away, and it's resetting the maintenance computer. Bam, back to zero. The maintenance light is gone. I'm gonna let go of this button right here. Now, obviously, some models, it changes from model to model. For example, for a 2007 Toyota Solara, you press and hold on the trip A button to reset the maintenance computer under different years. And what you do that under the odometer. In this case, you do it under the trip A. So then, turn the ignition off again, because just decided to turn the ignition off again. I'm gonna start up the car, because we're gonna check the oil. You don't check the oil with the engine running, unless it's a dry sumped Porsche with a tank on its side, and you check the oil with the engine running, and you wait for it to reach operating temperature. But this is not a Porsche. It has a wet sump, also known as an oil pan, on a car. So we let it run for a few seconds to make sure the oil does its circulating, yada yada yada. Make sure everything is hunky-dory. And then we shut it off. Let the oil settle so that the oils are all back in the pan. And then we check the oil, make sure that it's good. And it should be, being that the manual already calls for 5 quarts, it should be at the top of the safety range. So yeah, that's all it takes, guys. It takes a little bit of a mechanical aptitude, a little bit of patience, some tools. By God, get yourself a maintenance manual and a little YouTube research, and just make it happen. Get yourself an oil, the filter, 14-inch millimeter in this case, and I use this wrench to take the oil filter off. You don't have to, you can use something different, but this works for me. I tried getting a socket in the past, but that didn't work for me, so I ended up getting this wrench, and it works pretty good. So that's what I use. So yeah, well, also, while you guys are at this, just keep an eye out for things when you do maintenance. You're not only doing the oil change, but you're also looking around. So what you can do while you're under here, you can look at your constant velocity booths, make sure the integrity is there. If you see any wet spots, like for example, this car is pretty clean because I take care of it. Look at your exhaust, for example. I don't know what my wife ran over here, that it's got this massive dent, but we're not going to talk about that. I love my wife. She is the light of my life. I only say this because in case she watches this video, I want her to be happy that I'm saying these things, even though it is true. But, you know, embellishing a little bit. Sensationalism always went a long way with the women. That's your filter, hand tight, yada yada. So yeah, you look around, make sure the integrity is there. Like this constant velocity booth. In this particular case, in my case anyway, I noticed there's a groove on this. Sorry, I'm gonna give you guys a headache. There's a groove on this rotor, but I did replace the pads and the rotors not too long ago. So when the tires come off, I'm gonna look around. But yeah, look it over, make sure everything is fine. Oh, look at that, for example. Look what I just found. The boot of the steering rack has got a big old torn boot. There's no leaks in the power steering system. However, I'm not too happy about that. Damn it. What are you gonna do? Such is life, the life of the mechanic. Anyway, also guys, I just wanted to give a big shout out to all those that have subscribed to this channel. I do what I can. I am an employee just like you guys probably, and do my own maintenance because I cannot afford $140 an hour for somebody to probably not do as good a job. I say that because oftentimes those that do the things on their own, they care about their equipment. That's why I do it myself. And I care about my equipment. I care about my wife and our daughter. Oh, look, a butterfly. That's so cute. You know, you care, and then you want to do the job to the best of your knowledge, skills, and abilities, but with the manual, also have a manual with you. Look it over, study, learn. Don't wing it. And yes, look at videos on YouTube, but at the same time, don't trust and verify, because we're not in a trusting business. Because if we trusted everything everybody did, we'd be in the tube, down the tube. I mean, look at the government. Some people trust them, and look where we're at. But we're not going to digress from the point of this video. If this video was of help to you, like and subscribe, because, you know, it helps me. And like I said, big shout out to those who have subscribed to this channel. It helps me. It helps my family. And yeah, you guys have a great weekend. We are done here. I'm going to put this shroud back. It's 10 millimeters, by the way. And don't tighten it too much. And I'm going to down jack this car. Remove these jack stands and down jack it. And yeah. And we are done for today, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will see you. We will see you next time, all right? You guys have a good weekend. And again, be safe because life depends on it. See you next time. Oh, look at that.